Question 1. Which of the following statements accurately describes the liability coverage provided under a standard homeowner's insurance policy? A. It covers any damage to personal property, regardless of where the incident occurred. B. It provides protection against legal claims for bodily injury or property damage to others caused by the homeowner's actions. C. It is automatically included in all home insurance policies without any additional premium. D. It only applies to incidents that occur on the insured property. Answer B. Explanation. Liability coverage under a homeowner's insurance policy is designed to protect the homeowner from legal claims for bodily injury or property damage caused by their negligence. This means if a visitor is injured on the property, or if the homeowner accidentally damages someone else's property, the liability coverage will respond to claims made against them. Option A is incorrect because liability coverage does not cover personal property damage, it covers claims made against the homeowner. Option C is misleading, as while liability coverage is included in most policies, the extent can vary and might require additional endorsements. Option D is also incorrect because liability coverage could apply to incidents occurring off the insured property if they are related to the homeowner's actions. Question 2. Under New Mexico state regulations, which of the following actions is required for home insurance agents regarding their clients? A. They must obtain explicit written consent from clients before disclosing any personal information to third parties. B. They can adjust premiums without notifying the client if the risk assessment changes. C. They must provide clients with a written explanation of the coverage limitations before the policy is issued. D. They are not required to maintain records of client interactions and transactions for more than 1 year. Answer C. Explanation. New Mexico regulations require home insurance agents to provide clients with a written explanation of coverage limitations prior to the issuance of a policy. This transparency helps clients understand what is and isn't covered, which is crucial for informed decision-making. Option A is incorrect because while agents must protect client information, they may disclose certain information without consent as required by law. Option B is misleading. Any changes in premiums generally require notification to the client, especially if it affects their coverage. Option D is incorrect as agents are typically required to maintain records for a longer duration to comply with regulatory standards and facilitate potential audits. Question 3, scenario-based. Mr. Thompson recently purchased a new home in Albuquerque, New Mexico. After moving in, he decides to install a swimming pool in the backyard. He currently has an HO3 policy that includes liability coverage. Which of the following actions should Mr. Thompson take to ensure he is adequately protected after the pool installation? A. He should inform his insurance agent about the pool installation and assess if additional liability coverage is necessary. B. He can assume that his current policy automatically covers any incidents related to the pool without further action. C. He should avoid informing his insurer as it may raise his premium unnecessarily. D. He should remove his liability coverage entirely, as the pool will not affect the coverage limits. Answer A. Explanation. It is essential for Mr. Thompson to inform his insurance agent about the installation of the swimming pool. Pools present unique risks, and the standard liability coverage may not be sufficient to cover potential claims related to injuries or accidents that could occur in or around the pool area. His agent may recommend additional liability coverage or an endorsement to ensure comprehensive protection. Option B is incorrect as not all policies automatically cover risks associated with new features like swimming pools. Option C is a poor decision of failing to inform the insurer could result in insufficient coverage if a claim arises. Option D is incorrect as removing liability coverage is counterproductive and Mr. Thompson needs to maintain or potentially increase his liability coverage to address the new risks introduced by the pool. Question 4. What is the primary purpose of the loss of use coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. To compensate for damage to personal belongings during a covered peril. B. To provide funds for temporary housing and additional living expenses when the home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. C. To cover legal expenses related to liability claims made against the homeowner. D. To reimburse the homeowner for any decrease in property value after a disaster. Answer B. Explanation. Loss of use coverage, also known as additional living expenses (L) coverage, is designed to help homeowners cover costs for temporary housing and other related living expenses when their home becomes uninhabitable due to a covered peril such as a fire or severe storm. Option A incorrectly describes coverage for personal property rather than living expenses. Option C pertains to liability coverage, which is separate from loss of use. Option D is misleading. Homeowners are typically not reimbursed for a decrease in property value, as that falls outside the scope of most homeowners insurance policies. Question 5. Which of the following is NOT typically covered under a standard homeowners insurance policy? A. Damage from a fire. B. Theft of personal property. C. Flood damage. D. Vandalism to the property. Answer: C. Explanation. Standard homeowners insurance policies typically exclude flood damage unless specifically included through a separate flood insurance policy. Fire damage, theft of personal property, and vandalism are generally covered under a standard policy, as these fall within the perils insured against in most homeowners policies. Homeowners in flood-prone areas are encouraged to purchase additional flood insurance through the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP). Question 6. In the context of underwriting, which factor is AST likely to influence the premium of a homeowner's insurance policy? A. The age of the home. B. The credit history of the homeowner. C. The homeowner's favorite color. D. The presence of security features, such as alarms or deadbolts. Answer: C. Explanation. The homeowner's favorite color has no bearing on the underwriting process or the determination of insurance premiums. Factors such as the age of the home, credit history, and security features significantly influence premiums. Older homes may have more risks, e.g., outdated wiring, while good credit histories can indicate a lower likelihood of filing claims. Security features can reduce risk, potentially lowering premiums. Question 7. Under New Mexico law, what is the maximum time frame an insurer has to respond to a homeowner's claim after it has been submitted? A. 15 days. B. 30 days. C. 45 days. D. 60 days. Answer: B. Explanation. New Mexico law requires insurers to respond to a homeowner's claim within 30 days of submission. This response should include either a denial or an acknowledgement of the claim. This regulation helps ensure that claims are handled in a timely manner, promoting fair treatment of policyholders. Failure to respond within this time frame may result in penalties for the insurer. Question 8. Mr. Rivera has been informed that his homeowner's insurance policy does not cover certain types of natural disasters. What should he do to ensure he is adequately protected against these risks? A. He should cancel his homeowner's insurance and take no further action. B. He should look into purchasing additional coverage or a separate policy for those specific risks. C. He can rely on state assistance programs to cover any potential losses from natural disasters. D. He should reduce his coverage limits to save on premiums. Answer: B. Explanation. Mr. Rivera should consider purchasing additional coverage or a separate policy for risks that are excluded under his standard homeowner's insurance policy, such as flood or earthquake coverage. Many standard policies do not cover these events, and it is essential for homeowners in vulnerable areas to protect against potential financial losses. Option is unwise. Canceling insurance leaves him unprotected. Option C is misleading, as state assistance is not guaranteed and may not cover all losses. Option D is counterproductive. Reducing coverage limits could expose him to significant financial risk. Question 9. Which of the following endorsements would be most beneficial for a homeowner who frequently travels and is concerned about theft while away from home? A. Home business endorsement. B. Scheduled personal property endorsement. C. Water backup coverage. D. Ordinance or law endorsement. Answer: B. Explanation. The scheduled personal property endorsement would be the most beneficial for a homeowner concerned about theft during their travels. This endorsement allows the homeowner to schedule specific high-value items, e.g., jewelry, art, for coverage beyond the limits provided by a standard policy. The home business endorsement applies to business activities conducted at home, while water backup coverage pertains to issues with sewer backups. The ordinance or law endorsement is related to compliance with building codes after a loss. Question 10. What is the significance of a deductible in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. It is the maximum amount the insurer will pay for a claim. B. It is the amount the homeowner must pay out of pocket before the insurer pays a claim. C. It is the amount of coverage the homeowner has for personal property. D. It is the total premium cost for the insurance policy. Answer: B. Explanation. The deductible is the amount that the homeowner must pay out of pocket before the insurance company will cover the remaining cost of a claim. Higher deductibles can lower premiums, but may lead to higher out-of-pocket costs when claims are made. Option A is incorrect. The deductible is not a cap on the insurer's payment, but rather the amount subtracted from the claim payout. Option C incorrectly describes coverage limits, while option D pertains to the cost of the policy rather than a deductible. Question 11. What is the primary benefit of having a HOF5 comprehensive form policy compared to a HOF3 special form policy? A. HOF5 offers lower premiums due to broader coverage. B. HOF5 provides open peril coverage for personal property, while HOF3 has named perils. C. HOF5 covers only the dwelling, not personal property. D. HOF5 excludes liability coverage. Answer. B. Explanation. The HOF5 comprehensive form provides open peril coverage for personal property, meaning it covers all perils except those explicitly excluded in the policy. In contrast, the HOF3 special form typically covers the dwelling on an open peril basis but provides named peril coverage for personal property, which may leave gaps in protection. This makes the HOF5 policy generally more comprehensive for personal property. Question 12. Which of the following accurately describes a subrogation clause in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. It allows the homeowner to increase their coverage limits at any time. B. It enables the insurer to recover costs from a third party responsible for a loss after paying the claim. C. It requires the homeowner to notify the insurer of any changes to the property immediately. D. It gives the homeowner the right to cancel the policy at any time without penalty. Answer. B. Explanation. The subrogation clause allows the insurer to recover costs from a third party who is found to be responsible for a loss after the insurer has paid a claim to the insured. This process helps insurers manage their costs and keep premiums low for policyholders. Option is incorrect as coverage limits cannot be changed unilaterally by the homeowner. Option C, while important, does not pertain to subrogation. Option D is misleading. Homeowners must follow policy terms and conditions regarding cancellation. Question 13. Mr. Johnson recently completed a significant renovation on his home. Which action should he take regarding his homeowner's insurance policy? A. Nothing. Renovations do not affect home insurance policies. B. He should inform his insurance agent to reassess his coverage needs based on the increased value. C. He should cancel his policy as the renovations are complete. D. He can assume that his policy automatically adjusts to cover the renovations. Answer. B. Explanation. Mr. Johnson should inform his insurance agent to reassess his coverage needs based on the increased value of the home following renovations. Failure to do so may result in underinsurance, leaving him vulnerable in the event of a claim. Option is incorrect as renovations typically increase the home's value and may require adjustments to coverage. Option C is unwise, as cancelling the policy leaves him unprotected. Option D is misleading. Most policies do not automatically adjust coverage limits. Question 14. Which factor is most likely to result in a higher premium for a homeowner's insurance policy? A. The installation of a security system. B. The location of the home in a high-risk area for natural disasters. C. The homeowner's long-standing history with the same insurance company. D. The age of the home's roof being less than 5 years. Answer. B. Explanation. The location of the home in a high-risk area for natural disasters such as floods or earthquakes is a significant factor that can result in higher premiums. Insurers assess risk based on geographical factors, and homes in disaster-prone areas are seen as more likely to incur claims. Option is incorrect as security systems generally lower premiums. Option C is misleading. A long-standing history may lead to loyalty discounts rather than higher premiums. Option D typically does not impact premiums negatively. Newer roofs can be seen as less risky. Question 15. What is the typical time frame within which a homeowner must file a claim after loss to insure coverage under their policy? A. 5 days. B. 10 days. C. 30 days. D. 60 days. Answer. C. Explanation. Most homeowners' insurance policies require claims to be reported within a reasonable time frame, typically 30 days after the loss occurs, and adhering to this requirement is crucial for ensuring that the claim is processed and covered. Failure to file within this period can result in claim denial. Options and B are too short, and while D might be acceptable for some claims, it is generally better to report within 30 days. Question 16. Under New Mexico law, what must an insurance company provide to a policyholder if a claim is denied? A. A summary of the policy provisions. B. A written explanation detailing the reasons for the denial. C. A refund of all premiums paid. D. A list of alternative insurers. Answer. B. Explanation. If a claim is denied, New Mexico law requires the insurer to provide a written explanation detailing the specific reasons for the denial. This ensures transparency and allows the policyholder to understand the basis of the decision, potentially enabling them to appeal or adjust their coverage. Option is important but does not directly address the denial. Option C is incorrect, as the insurers are not obligated to refund premiums upon denial of a claim. Option D is not a requirement under law. Question 17. Which of the following scenarios exemplifies a coverage gap in a homeowner's insurance policy? A homeowner experiences a fire that damages their personal property. B. A homeowner has a basement flood due to heavy rainfall. C. A homeowner is injured on their property and files a liability claim. D. A homeowner's neighbor accidentally damages their fence. Answer: B. Explanation. A basement flood due to heavy rainfall typically exemplifies a coverage gap because most standard homeowners insurance policies exclude flood damage. Homeowners in flood-prone areas must purchase separate flood insurance to cover such events. Option is covered under standard policies. Option C is also covered under liability provisions, and option D would generally fall under liability coverage as well. Question 18. Which of the following is an example of a named peril in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Fire. B. Vandalism. C. Theft. D. All of the above. Answer: D. Explanation. All of the options listed. Fire, vandalism, and theft are examples of named perils typically covered in a standard homeowner's insurance policy. Named peril policies only cover specific risks explicitly listed in the policy. Understanding the distinction between named perils and open perils is crucial for homeowners when evaluating their coverage options. Question 19. How does the concept of actual cash value differ from replacement cost in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. ACV considers depreciation, replacement cost does not. B. Replacement cost is always lower than ACV. C. ACV covers only the structure. Replacement cost covers both structure and personal property. D. There is no difference, so both terms mean the same. Answer A. Explanation. Actual cash value ACV takes into account depreciation when determining the value of a claim payout, meaning the payout reflects the current value of the property rather than what it would cost to replace it. In contrast, replacement cost coverage provides compensation based on the cost to replace the damaged property without depreciation. Option B is incorrect. While ACV is typically lower, it's not always true that replacement cost will be lower. Option C is misleading, as both concepts can apply to both structures and personal property. Option D is false. ACV and replacement cost are distinctly different concepts. Question 20. What is one primary purpose of including ordinance or law coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. To cover the cost of personal property during a claim. B. To reimburse the homeowner for the loss of rental income. C. To provide coverage for increased construction costs due to new building codes after a loss. D. To cover the deductible amount in a claim. Answer: C. Explanation. Ordinance or law coverage provides protection for homeowners against increased costs associated with rebuilding or repairing their home to meet current building codes following a covered loss. This is particularly important in areas where building regulations have changed since the original construction. Options A and B do not pertain to ordinance or law coverage, and option D is incorrect, as this type of coverage does not specifically cover deductibles. Question 21. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a deductible in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. It is the amount an insurer pays directly to the policyholder after a claim. B. It is the portion of the loss that the policyholder is responsible for before coverage kicks in. C. It is a fee charged annually for maintaining the policy. D. It is a limit on the total amount the insurer will pay for claims in a year. Answer: B. Explanation. A deductible is the amount the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurer covers the remaining loss. For example, if a policy has a $1,000 deductible and the total loss is $5,000, the insurer would pay $4,000 after the deductible is subtracted. Option is incorrect, as deductibles are not paid by the insurer but are the policyholder's responsibility. Option C misrepresents what a deductible is, and option D confuses deductibles with policy limits. Question 22. If a homeowner's insurance policy includes a scheduled personal property endorsement, what does this typically provide? A. Broader coverage for personal property losses. B. Coverage for high-value items that may exceed standard policy limits. C. Automatic replacement cost coverage for all personal items. D. No coverage for theft or loss of personal property. Answer: B. Explanation. A scheduled personal property endorsement allows policyholders to list specific high-value items, such as jewelry, art, or collectibles, and receive coverage that exceeds the standard limit set in the homeowner's policy. This endorsement typically provides coverage for the specific items listed, which may not be fully covered under the general personal property coverage. Option is partially correct but not comprehensive. Option C is misleading, as not all items automatically receive replacement cost coverage without specific endorsement. Option D is incorrect. This endorsement does provide coverage. Question 23. In which situation would a homeowner most likely benefit from purchasing additional loss of use coverage? A. When they have extensive renovations planned for their home. B. If their home is damaged and uninhabitable due to a covered peril. C. When they have a high number of visitors to their property. D. If they live in an area with low crime rates. Answer B. Explanation. Loss of use coverage, also known as additional living expenses, provides financial assistance for homeowners who are temporarily displaced due to damage from a covered peril, e.g. fire, water damage. This coverage helps pay for temporary housing and other necessary expenses while the home is being repaired. Options A, C, and D do not directly relate to the need for loss of use coverage. Question 24. What is the primary purpose of the New Mexico Insurance Code in relation to home insurance? A. To determine the pricing structure for insurance policies. B. To establish standards for policy forms and coverage requirements. C. To regulate the underwriting process for insurers. D. To provide a framework for resolving insurance disputes. Answer B. Explanation. The New Mexico Insurance Code establishes standards for insurance policy forms, coverage requirements, and consumer protections. This code ensures that homeowners are adequately informed about their rights and the responsibilities of insurers. Option A pertains to market factors but is not the primary purpose of the code. Option C, while relevant, is not as encompassing as Option B. Option D is covered under regulatory provisions but not the main purpose of the code itself. Question 25. Which of the following exclusions is typically found in most homeowners' insurance policies? A. Damage from a tornado. B. Damage from intentional acts by the policyholder. C. Damage from a fire caused by a lightning strike. D. Damage to personal property from theft. Answer B. Explanation. Most homeowners' insurance policies exclude damage resulting from intentional acts by the policyholder. This exclusion prevents homeowners from benefiting from claims related to willful damage. Options A, C, and D generally represent perils covered by standard policies, assuming other conditions are met. Question 26. A homeowner experiences a loss due to an earthquake. Which statement about coverage for this loss is most accurate? A. The homeowner's standard policy will cover the loss without any additional endorsement. B. The homeowner must have a separate earthquake insurance policy or endorsement to be covered. C. Earthquake coverage is automatically included in all homeowners' policies. D. The loss will be covered if the homeowner has a rider for natural disasters. Answer B. Explanation. Standard homeowners insurance policies typically do not cover damage resulting from earthquakes. Homeowners must purchase a separate earthquake insurance policy or endorsement to be covered for such losses. Options A and C are incorrect as they misrepresent standard coverage. Option D may be misleading as not all riders for natural disasters include earthquake coverage. Question 27. Which factor is least likely to influence the underwriting decision for a homeowner's insurance policy? A. The homeowner's credit history. B. The geographic location of the home. C. The homeowner's choice of paint color. D. The age and condition of the home. Answer C. Explanation. The homeowner's choice of paint color is irrelevant to underwriting decisions. Underwriting typically considers factors that impact risk, such as credit history, location, e.g., proximity to fire services, and the age and condition of the home. Options A, B, and D are all significant factors in assessing risk and determining premium rates. Question 28. Which coverage would a homeowner need to add if they frequently host large parties at their home? A. Enhanced personal property coverage. B. Increased liability coverage. C. Additional loss of use coverage. D. Flood insurance. Answer B. Explanation. Homeowners who frequently host large gatherings may benefit from increased liability coverage to protect against potential claims from injuries or damages that occur during these events, while enhanced personal property coverage may also be considered. Liability is the primary concern in this scenario. Options A, C, and D do not directly address the risks associated with hosting large parties. Question 29. In New Mexico, what must an insurer do if it intends to non-renew a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Notify the homeowner at least 10 days prior to the renewal date. B. Provide a written explanation detailing the reasons for non-renewal. C. Offer a replacement policy with adjusted terms. D. Refund any unearned premiums to the homeowner. Answer B. Explanation. If an insurer intends to non-renew a homeowner's policy, it must provide a written explanation detailing the reasons for the non-renewal. This requirement ensures transparency and allows the policyholder to understand the basis for the decision. Option is incorrect as the notice period is longer, typically 30 days. Option C is not required, and while D is good practice, it is not mandated by law for non-renewals. Question 30. How does the concept of replacement cost differ from actual cash value in the context of homeowners insurance? A. Replacement cost reflects the depreciated value of the property. B. Actual cash value is always higher than replacement cost. C. Replacement cost covers the cost to replace the property without depreciation, while a CV accounts for depreciation. D. There is no difference. If both terms refer to the same coverage type. Answer C. Explanation. Replacement cost coverage refers to the amount required to replace damaged property without considering depreciation, ensuring homeowners can fully restore their property. In contrast, actual cash value accounts for depreciation, often resulting in a lower payout. Thus, understanding this distinction is crucial for homeowners when selecting policy types. Option A incorrectly states the definitions, while option B is inaccurate. ACV is typically lower than replacement cost. Option D is false as the terms refer to different coverage approaches.